I'm blessed to be in that position. Not many guys come out of HBCUs. Especially the last guy that came out of mine was Anthony Mason. I learned a lot. From my culture. Overall, everyone that went there, the tradition, from everything that TSU stood for, and I embraced it. I learned a lot, and I'm fortunate that I was able to experience that, because not a lot of people get to experience that. It was something that helped me grow up a lot, because I learned a lot. I experienced a lot, and it made me face that much more adversity, and it made me work that much more harder, because trying to prove myself coming out, I really had to do that.
Okay, last but not least, people always talk about like you have to go to a big school to get noticed, and like you totally dispel that theory. Like people always talk about also on the other side, like if you have talent, people will find you. Can you talk about your feelings towards that?
Yeah, I believe that it doesn't matter what school you go to. Look at guys like CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard, all guys that went to smaller schools. They didn't go to big name schools, but they had the talent, they got noticed, and it's always out there. It's just because guys go to smaller schools, they're not given the opportunity to go to bigger schools. It doesn't mean that they're not talented enough to be in this position. It's all about how hard you work. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, as long as you work hard, as long as you do what you got to do, the talent is gonna get you wherever you got to go. Because big name schools, they just a lot of people go based off the name, not based off the talent. So guys, there's a lot of guys out there that's talented, and it's still more to come. Guys look at it as they have to go to this school, that school, just to get to where they want to go. It's not always that. If you have the talent, you got the work ethic, and you got the drive, no matter where you at, people find you.
I mean, it was a journey that was definitely, a roller coaster. You didn't know exactly what to expect, but with the family-oriented college that I went to, Norfolk State, everybody pulled for you, and everybody wanted, to see the best. And I think I had good people around me, and I think that we all enjoyed the ride.
Now, when you were there, I'm pretty sure you were reminded of Bob Dandridge.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
So how did that influence you as a student athlete?
Well, it just lets you know that if you're good enough, people will find you, and if the chips fall the right way, anything can happen, and just to see somebody do it before you, it gives you hope. When you go out there on the floor year in and year out.
Now there are 5 Knicks players that have played at HBCUs. You're the 6th. So you have Willis Reed, Dick Barnett,
Yep.
Oakley,
Yep.
Mason,
Yep.
Earl Monroe.
Yep.
What is that like for you, as being one of 2 HBCU athletes in the NBA?
It means a lot, Just like, I was inspired by those guys when I was in there. I'm glad that, I can be in the NBA right now showing, guys that it's a possibility that you can make it here too, and it just goes to show you, those guys are well known, those HBCU players. They're loved by the community and the HBC community, and, they're also contributors in the NBA. So hopefully I go down as one of those guys, and my name will always be mentioned with those greats.
Okay, last question. If, in this era of one and done, if some McDonald's All-American players decided to go HBCU, like you kind of talked about it, it really doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that you have talent, and then you can possibly go to the next level. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, that'd be tough.
Why?
Simply because, the big-time AAU programs connected with the big-time colleges, and, I mean, basketball is a business at the end of the day. HBCU is more for an experience, more for a lifestyle, and you get that when you have to go there. I mean, to be honest, if I had to choose to go to Norfolk State, I may have not gone there, but I'm glad it happened that way. And I think if you have the choices to go to those big schools, I think that they offer a bit much that you can't deny. Me and some of my HBCU friends always dream about a group of McDonald's All-Americans going to an HBCU and having a starting 5. And I think that'd be like the first thing to really set the tone and put HBCUs on that national stage. But it'll take some time to do that. And I think that the way it is now, it makes HBCU players unique. And, we always got that chip on our shoulder, so it makes us more valuable, I believe.
Okay. Kyle, thank you.
Thank you.